This video tutorial is a guide on how to use the audiovisual equipment in the centrally timetabled lecture theatres and seminar rooms across the university campus that use the AMX touch panel control system. This includes the rooms in MSB Lecture Theatre 1 and 2, the Astley Clarke Lecture Theatre, and Bennett Lecture Rooms 3, 5, and 8. Further rooms will also be upgraded to this standard over time. There are a number of small differences between the various control panels depending on which room you are in, but they will be explained in this video. Each room has a standard university PC in the lectern, which should already be switched on when you enter the room, a Blu-ray player which can also play DVDs and CDs, and connections for a laptop computer. The rooms also have a visualizer installed. The larger rooms, including all the lecture theatres, have microphones available for voice amplification. The monitor on the lectern displays the PC image. If the PC is not switched on, press the power button on the front and wait for it to boot up. If the monitor has been switched off, the power button is on the right-hand side. You can log on to the PC using either a University UOL account or by using the AVS Guest account. There are USB sockets on the front of the PC if you have a memory stick or are using a wireless presenter. The rooms also have USB sockets connected to the PC located on top of the lectern. To display the image from the PC or one of the other items on the large screen at the front of the room, you will need to switch on a projector or, in some rooms, LCD television by using the AMX touch panel on the lectern. Simply press the panel to wake it up. Then select the relevant icon of the item you wish to display, for example, computer. You now switch one or both projectors on. It can take up to a minute to reach full brightness, and then decide which screen to send the image to. In some rooms, just selecting the Send to Projector screen icon switches on the projector automatically. For a laptop computer, there are both analog and digital connections depending on your type of device. For the analog connection, there are two cables to connect, a 15-pin D connector, commonly known as a VGA plug, and a 3.5mm jack plug if you also require audio. VGA sockets are found on most Windows-compatible laptops, and most devices have a 3.5mm output. This is often the headphone socket. The digital connection is an HDMI cable which carries both video and audio signals. More modern devices often have HDMI sockets. Some devices, such as Apple computers or tablets, don't have VGA or HDMI sockets, and you would need to provide an adapter for these. Once the cables are connected, press the laptop icon on the control panel, select the type of connection you have, and then assign it to a projector or TV. On some control panels, rather than there being a laptop icon, it will just say HDMI or VGA. The Blu-ray player is located in the front of the lectern near the PC. There should be a remote control for this in the lectern. To display the image from this, just press the appropriate icon on the control panel and assign it as before. You will note that the touch panel can also control the Blu-ray player.
On your first day arriving at university.
Finally, the visualizer, or document camera as it's also known, can be displayed on the screens. To switch the visualizer on, you just lift the arm up and then place your document on the surface. Some rooms have two visualizers and also a small monitor for each so that you can line up the document you wish to show before displaying it on the projectors. Use the familiar routine to display the image on the screens. To zoom in and out, use the wheel on top of the unit. The visualizer will focus automatically. To switch it off, just lay the arm flat again. We now turn to the audio. All rooms have the ability to increase or decrease the volume of the media sound. This is the audio that comes from the equipment, such as the PC, a laptop, or Blu-ray player. The volume control is at the top of the panel and includes a mute audio icon. In some rooms, this is labeled as main volume, and in others as presentation volume. The sound can be heard from speakers mounted on or next to the teaching wall. In those rooms that have microphones for voice amplification, another separate volume control is provided. This is accessed either by pressing the mic's icon at the bottom of the touch panel, or is at the top of the panel and labeled as microphone volume. The sound level can then be adjusted as necessary or muted. Some of these rooms have just one microphone that is mounted on the lectern top, and some also have a radio lapel mic as well, which you wear. The sound from these mics either comes out of speakers on the side walls or from ceiling-mounted ones. Some of these rooms allow you to control the lighting. Press the Room Lights icon to access this menu and adjust as appropriate. At the end of your lecture, there are a few simple steps to follow. Firstly, you need to make sure that the projectors or screens are switched off. To do this, you either press the projector power icons on the control panel, or on some panels, press the power icon in the top left corner. It usually takes a couple of minutes for projectors to cool down before they can be switched on again. You also need to make sure that you remove any USB sticks and log out of the PC. If you have used a Blu-ray player or visualizer, make sure that any discs are removed from the player and that these are both switched off, and if you have used a radio mic, that this is switched off. And that concludes this video. If you have any questions regarding these rooms and their AV facilities, please contact the Learning and Teaching Room support team in IT Services on extension 2919 or via email on bookav@le.ac.uk.